and Dustin Poirier is official. My goodness, in recent memory, has any fight announcement that was announced a month ago and we all knew was announced and a date was set specifically for this fight and was done publicly through social media ever drug on so goddamn long? Conor and Poirier are going to fight. How am I breaking that to you today? When they broke it to us a month ago. It might have been 6 weeks ago. Right? You get to make one fight announcement. One time. It's like getting engaged to a girl. You don't get to then ask her again the next week and the next week and the one after that and then have a party each time and then have all of your friends show up and send you gifts each time. You get one. You get one fight announcement. This thing got strung on forever. And the final conclusion is that it's same. From the first time we talked about this a month to a month and a half ago to today, nothing has changed. Not the weight class, not the rules, not the date, not the money, not what the fight is for. Nothing has changed. But we have the announcement yet again. And here I am falling. I'm falling for it too. All right? You got me. I will tell you, how does this all tie into Khabib? I mean, if this is going to be the official, the final, the 10th, fight announcement that these guys are going to fight January 23rd in the unified rules in a main event at 155 pounds. If we're doing all of those things, today would also be the appropriate today to say, oh, and by the way, it's going to be for the championship. Now, that can happen at any point. I'm sharing with you, historically speaking, today would be the day when that cherry would be put on top of that sundae, and it wasn't. And so how long does Khabib have? Several people have hedged Khabib's retirement statement. None of those people are named Khabib. Khabib has not blinked. He has not flinched. This is publicly, and I'm only as good as the public information. I've never called Khabib and just asked. I took him at his word when he said it. But I've watched him tell a lot of other people too. He hasn't flinched. But he did stay in the pool, and he would be given a period of time anyway. Right? I mean, he'd be given a period of time. Do you guys remember when St. Pierre did this at 185 pounds? St. Pierre pulled one of the coolest moves ever, which was he grabbed the belt and he kept that thing like 4 days, a week at most. He had a right to keep that 12 months. He had a right to go and leverage sponsors against that, seminars, book deals. He had the right to go on the media tour, keep that thing over his shoulder, do all the artwork, the print work, get all this digital. I mean, he had every right to keep that belt and then turn a fight down for whatever reason. Claim he was hurt. Say he didn't feel good. For a year before that would have been taken off him. He didn't do it, and not to serve himself. He didn't do it because he didn't want to jam up the guys in the back that all had goals and were working to try to get to something that he also worked for and happened to achieve getting. He wanted to pay it forward. He wanted to make sure somebody else was given the opportunity, and he didn't hold that thing up. And St. Pierre got a lot of credit for it once it was explained to the audience what he just did and how cool it was. Right at first, the headline, oh, St. Pierre grabs the belt and he walks away. What a dick move. No, you're looking at this wrong. St. Pierre looked out for everybody, including himself. He had a goal himself, and then he looked out for everyone else and made sure the business got on with it. I bring that to you because I believe Khabib tried to do the same thing. Khabib had every right to keep that thing for 12 months. But he would have screwed up everybody else. Instead, he goes, I've had it. It's enough. Get on with it. You've already got Poirier and Dustin signed. He actually said that. He actually said those words. Put the belt over there. So I only bring that to you because Khabib's hands are clean in this. And if somebody else thinks they've talked to Khabib and they've got some information that we're not privy to, the time I'm coming to you guys, that's fine too. Nobody's doing anything wrong, but just make sure Khabib gets the credit for trying to do things right. And it does lend to the question of just how much time does he have before we do get on with it? I mean, this whole Poirier-Conor fiasco, this isn't going to go down until the 23rd of January. Dana could come out on the morning of the 23rd and declare it's for the championship. He does not need commission approval. That is his championship. He can do what he wants with it. I only bring that to you because things could change between now and then. But let's just say they don't. Let's say things don't change. Khabib, they do not officially strip him or accept the vacancy of the belt. Let's say they don't. But let's also say that Khabib does not sign any other fight between now and then. If he hasn't even signed the fight, you then have the fight announcement. You have some press for the fight. Then you've got your 10, 11 weeks of training camp until the fight happens. I mean, how far are you going to kick this can down the road? And if you do kick the can down the road, with what match do you then make the championship match? I mean, if it isn't Conor McGregor, who's got so many world championships, he forgot about one of them. It's not Dustin Poirier, who was just the champion of the division. Who's it going to be? What are you going to do? It looks as though Chandler and Tony are going to get in there. When? When are they going to do it? Are they going to be the co-main on the January 23rd card? That's what I would hope for. If you want to know what Chael wants, what Chael gets his way on this one, yeah, I'd put him as the co-main event. Anything happen in either one of those fights, you got all the four right guys there. You got them signed up, you got them trained up, you got the commission on board. That's what I would like to see. And I would also like to see, if we don't have some resolution to Khabib, that those guys move forward. Even if you want to call it an interim championship. I'm talking about the winners, but you move them forward and have them compete. I would not like to see the belt held up, and I don't know, and nobody else does either. Dana agrees with me. He doesn't want the belt held up either, but you don't want to take the belt off Khabib if Khabib's not done. Imagine how that's going to work. Then what's Khabib's next fight for? Right? You have the best guy in the division who's never lost, and now he's just floating around the division. He's just one of the guys. I mean, that's problematic. Khabib's getting the best guys in the world out of there in 5, 6, 8 minutes. You can't go stick him with number 9. It would not be safe. I mean, you see the problem. Like there's just a lot of moving parts, and every time we seem to get a little bit of resolution, we get left with more questions. I'm questioning how today I'm telling you that Conor versus Poirier are going to fight January 23rd, when the first time I told you Conor versus Poirier was going to happen January 23rd was 32 days ago. Am I going to have to tell you this again next week? I mean, brevity was not on the side, okay? If my wife could stretch $1 the way they have stretched this fight announcement, I wouldn't need to get in there anymore.